Welcome back to Network Africa. A French economist, Bruno Tinel, is alleging that the 12 African countries using the CFA currency, which is pegged to the euro and guaranteed by France, are sabotaging their own economies. The CFA currency is a controversial colonial legacy which former UN Deputy Secretary General Carlos Lopez described last month as an outdated monetary mechanism. Mr. Tinel and 3 African economists co-wrote Emancipating Africa from Monetary Servitude, a book which makes the point that the CFA is not fit for its purpose. He believes the pegging to the euro does not appropriately address the monetary needs for development in the CFA zone. According to Mr. Tinel, the problem is that the CFA, being a strong currency, means that imports are cheap and exports are expensive, making it difficult to encourage homegrown industries until these countries are locked into a cycle of providing raw materials rather than adding value to them. A top official of the company running the railway line where a train crashed last Friday in Cameroon says the train was moving at an unusually high speed. The passenger train was traveling from Yaoundé, the capital, to the port city of Douala when carriages flipped over at high speed. At least 79 passengers were killed and 600 were wounded in the accident. Early suggestions blame the crash on overcrowding, but reports from the train company show that the train was still going fast at a point where it was expected to be traveling at lower speed. Shortly after the crash was reported, Cameroon President Paul Biya told State TV that an in-depth inquiry into the causes of the accident had been ordered. On Tuesday, a court also announced a criminal investigation to establish responsibilities in the possible causes of the accident. Well, back here in Nigeria, where President Muhammadu Buhari has formally flagged off a roadmap for the development of Nigeria's oil and gas sector. Tagged the 7 big wins, the roadmap is the short and medium-term priorities to grow Nigeria's oil and gas industry from 2015 to 2019. The president says, though his administration is making concerted efforts to diversify into agriculture and solid minerals, the petroleum sector should be given adequate attention as a major contributor to the nation's economy. The big wins include Niger Delta and security, policy and regulation, business environment and investment drive, transparency and efficiency, stakeholder management and international coordination, gas revolution and refineries, and production capacity. Well, staying with happenings here in Nigeria, the federal government is committing to the provision of necessary policy guide and enabling environment for stakeholders participating in reforestation and sustainable forest for livelihood. The Director of Forestry of the Federation, Mr. Philip Bankole, stated government's resolve at the flag-up ceremony of a 10-hectare reforestation project at the Western Forest Reserve in Ekiti State. He notes that the new policy framework would bring about rapid socio-economic development and environmental protection across Nigeria.
The rate of deforestation across the country has continued to raise concerns amongst environmental activists and government at all levels. That's why stakeholders are gathered here to kickstart a 10-hectare forest reclamation project.
I'm planting this tree today to the glory of God and the benefit of man. Amen. Through Christ our Lord. Amen.
The Federal Ministry of Environment complains about the loss recorded over the years in the forests across the country.
The beautiful Nigeria species like mahogany, mansonia, obeche, iroko or Chlorophylla excessa, 3 species, which were the delight of wood furniture makers in the past, are currently very rare sight in Nigeria.
The governor of Ekiti State, represented by his Director of Forestry, recommends the participation of private organizations if a sustainable forest ecosystem that meets global standards must be achieved.
The government of Governor Ayodele Fayose have been persistently making effort to ensure that forest regeneration remains as the front burner of its government priority. In order to achieve a sustainable forest ecosystem that meets global standards, the participation of private organizations is highly desirable.
One of those who live on the forest, the Processed Wood Producers and Marketers Association of Nigeria, underlines the need for tree planting to replace what has been taken.
There is need to engage in massive reforestation, strengthen our forest law, engaging in grassroots campaign against deforestation, and it has negative on our environment, and more importantly, we need to find an alternative to fuel wood for our rural and urban dwellers.
Stakeholders insist there's need for stiff penalties for violators of environment laws, especially those that affect the existence of forests across the country.
And let's move on to Egypt, where Cairo residents can now let off steam in the city's first scream room. The soundproof room is located inside a bookshop west of the capital, Cairo, and comes equipped with a drum set, allowing visitors to bang their worries away.
Seeking an escape from their stressful daily routines, young Egyptians have turned to the scream room to relieve their frustrations. The owner of the World's Doors bookstore says it's the first room of its kind in the Middle East, and the idea received mixed responses when first introduced to the public. The scream room wasn't my idea, it was Omar Aniba's idea. He's in charge of marketing with me. He came up to me and told me to start the scream room. I agreed to try it out. We released a promo about it, and we got several different responses from people, since it's something that doesn't exist in Egypt or in the Arab world in general. Saad offers each visitor 10 minutes inside the scream room free of charge. Only one customer can enter the scream room at a time, and the walls are insulated with black fabric to ensure complete privacy. One regular visitor, Mohammed El-Dababi, said he found screaming beneficial in solving his problems. I used to go into this room but to play music, then things changed after the room got transformed into a scream room. I entered it at a time when I was really stressed and came out much more relaxed. What's even better is that I was able to find solutions to the problem I was facing. Those realizations came as I was screaming. Customers must register first before entering the scream room and are required to leave all electronic devices at the door. The bookshop, which opened 3 years ago, provides a space for studying as well as arts and crafts lessons for children. It also offers music recording rooms, film screenings, and on some nights, performances for underground musicians.
Interesting. Thanks so much for watching Network Africa today. I am BC Adebayo. See you next time.